Please join me in welcoming Vivica A. and Shari Holly to the AME Institute stage.
Thank you for that wonderful introduction. Good morning, everyone. So wonderful to be here.
Good morning. How we feeling? Doesn't she just look stunning? I mean, come on.
Well, you know, I do my best to keep it tight and right.
Well, you're doing it, girl.
Okay. All right. All right.
Well, let's get into it. I'm so honored to be in conversation with you today, and just thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to be here today. I know we're all so appreciative, and I'm really, really excited for this conversation. So we are going to run it back to the beginning because I believe in the power of stories. I think origin stories are so important about how you got your start. So when we talk about your earlier experience as a child and as a student, when and how did you discover that you were a creative, and what made you want to pursue Hollywood?
You know, when I was a little girl, I was my mama's fast child. You know, how you got that child that's always doing cartwheels and always busy and into things. Well, that was me. I remember I had a wonderful aunt by the name of Corinne King, and she had a beauty salon. And she was the first person to ever cut my hair. And she said, I want you to model in my fashion show. And I got up there and on that runway, and it was like eureka for me. Like, wow, this is cool, walking in front of people. And then in high school, I always did the talent shows and things like that. I played basketball, volleyball, track, and I was a cheerleader. So I've definitely always been a type A personality.
You're a Vivica of all trades.
A Vivica of all trades.
I love it.
I like that.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's yours.
Okay. Take it. Yeah.
I love that, and I'm gonna segue into mentorship because mentorship is so crucial in this industry. Like, I'm a product of great mentorship. I wouldn't be where I am without great mentors along the way. So when we talk about mentorship in your life, has there been influential people, families, teachers, or mentors that have inspired you to pursue Hollywood? Can you talk a bit about that?
Well, Hollywood kind of fell in my lap, but I always had wonderful coaches. Like, I'll never forget Miss Anna Wessel, that she used to always make sure that the girls' basketball team, she would spend money out of her own pocket to make sure that we had uniforms, that we had nice tennis shoes. Then later in life, I remember I did my first soap opera, Generations, and it was the first fully integrated soap opera with an African-American family as well as a white family, and they had never been done on television, so I'm grateful to NBC for that. But I met a wonderful lady by the name of Sheila Wells, who now I am the godmother to her children's children. So I'm Gigi, gorgeous godmother, not grandmother. Let's keep that straight. So she was one of the first actors to pull me to the side and said, you know, you got a lot of potential, but you need to work on your craft, you know, and you appreciate that because sometimes you work with people and they don't care. They just will like run you over in a scene and be like, well, I did my thing, you know, you're on your own. But she was one of the, then became my acting coach, and she helped me for land parts on Independence Day, like a lot of big jobs that you guys saw me do later in life. It was because Sheila mentored me, and we would sit in her kitchen and go over my lines, and here we are today.
I love that. And for obviously there's mostly educators in the audience. What are some tangible ways that educators can foster mentorship in the classroom? Because as you know, it's super difficult, and they have a big responsibility of preparing students to enter this industry in the workforce. So what are some ways that they could prepare their students or foster mentorship in the classroom?
Yeah. First of all, I want to take my hat off to all teachers and to you guys because you deserve a round of applause. First off, let's start. They need to pay y'all more. Y'all do. Y'all need to, them paychecks need to come on up because y'all got to deal with them children 5 days a week, and they bad nowadays. Want to talk back? be on their phone. As my mama say, give you 2 for 1. Did nobody ask for all of that? Sit in your chair and learn. I wish we would have tried to talk back to our teachers back in the day growing up. Oh my God, that was the call that you never wanted your mom and them to get. So I commend you guys for having the courage to look out for Generation Next. And I absolutely think 100% that you all should be paid more for teaching Generation Next. They are our future. So I commend you guys for having courage to do that. So I would say the first thing is patience. Patience is key. I know it is. Because I have godchildren, and they try to give me 2 for 1 some days. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to remember you somebody else's child, but okay. So patience, and I think that we're having to learn with our children nowadays that, they have to deal with a lot more than what we had to via social media, peer pressure. They're exposed to a lot more than what we were in our day. So, it's finding out, do they need, some extra help? Do they need to be taken to the side to maybe get an extra class or just a talk sometimes? Maybe some days just a hug, because we really don't know what they're dealing with at home and with peer pressure and bullying. So I would say patience, kindness, and understanding. And then if you see someone with a special gift, ask them, are they using that gift? Is that what they want to do in the future? Do you want to be an artist? If you want to be an artist, what type of artist? Because people have to understand in show business, there are different types of talent. If someone says, I want to be an actor, well, do you want to be a dramatic actor or do you want to be a comedic actor? Are you taking drama classes? You have to give them the tools or suggest the tools for them to have to become successful. Because, in show business, everybody thinks because they're cute that means that they can be on TV. Baby, I done seen some cute people not act on TV, and it's a shame. Ain't nothing worse than that. You're like, oh, wow, that was awful. Right? And so, you want them to have the tools and understand that it's a trade. And the better that you become at that, if you're good at something, focus on that. If you're good at drama, focus on that. If you're good at doing comedy, focus on that. Then if you get a job, then you'll learn other things can then happen. You can be a dramatic actor that then has funny moments because you understand moments. Moments are called not just delivering your lines, but being involved. Like, say, when I did the show Curb Your Enthusiasm, I had to learn to be the queen of reaction because Larry David did all the jokes. He did. As a girl, I just was like, oh, I guess lines I wrote ain't gonna happen, but that's cool. That's cool. I know my place. I'm gonna play my position and stay in my lane. And so I learned to do reactions. And reactions sometimes can carry a scene. It isn't what you say, it's how you say it.
Agreed.
Yes.
I mean, yeah. That's so powerful. And to your earlier point, I'm sure like educators. I mean, I still remember the very first teacher that introduced me to the arts. It's something you don't forget, right?
Yes.
So I did want to bring up mentorship because teachers can be and are mentors as well, and they're unforgettable, really. So thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
And while we're talking about earlier experiences, is there a specific early experience that you can remember that shaped your idea of success or that empowered you to want to be a producer, a director, an actress very successfully? Is there a specific experience you can remember?
Yes. I went to go see Michael Jackson and Diana Ross in concert.
Okay, Detroit.
Yes. And first of all, Michael Jackson, he was just fabulous. I had never seen anyone dance, move, control the stage, the audience. I mean, this guy was awesome. So then I went to go see Diana Ross in concert. I had never seen a black woman with all that hair and them nails, changing outfits like 6 times. I was like, wow. And so I was like, where do they live? That was the first thing, like, well, where they at? Where they got them kind of jobs that they get to do all of that? And they lived in California. And then I became obsessed with modeling and fashion. I remember back in the day seeing the big Virginia Slim. ads. You know, it was before we found out smoking wasn't good for you. But Virginia Slim used to have the most fabulous ads. Beverly Johnson, all of those girls, you know, that was the first time you looked up and saw a beautiful African-American woman on a billboard, you know, looking fabulous. So those are the people that inspired me. I would say Beverly Johnson and Iman when it came to fashion. Diana Ross when it just came to being a diva and Miss All That, and Michael Jackson for just being a showman. So I decided when I was a senior in high school, when everybody's like, what are you gonna do? Where are you going? What's happening next for you? You know, a lot of people, I'm gonna be a lawyer, I'm going to college, you know, I'm gonna get married, and I was like, well, I'm going to California and I'm gonna become a star. And they were like, you gonna be right back, Angie Fox. That's my nickname, because people couldn't pronounce Vivica when I was growing up. They used to say Vivica, Vivica. They used to totally blow my name. So I got really comfortable with everyone calling me Angie Fox, because Anjanetta is my middle name. And it wasn't until I did an audition, and the casting director, I was so used to people blowing my name, that she went to say my name. I said, it's okay, you can call me Angie. She says, why? I said, because most people can't pronounce Vivica. She says, Vivica is a beautiful name. As a matter of fact, you should be Vivica A. Fox. So they'll always remember that girl that was a fox. And I was like, girl, you own to something. What? I like that. I like that. And so that's how I became Vivica A. Fox. You never know something about you that's different, that can make you unique. So some people may not get you or understand you, and it's okay. Embrace your differences. Embrace your uniqueness, because it makes you you. Okay?
Okay, Vivica A. Fox
Yes.
/ Vivica of all trades. So you have modeled, you started your career modeling.
I did.
You are a successful actress, you are a producer, you are an entrepreneur, you're a business owner, you're a director. I mean, you do it all, honey, okay? So when we talk about being multifaceted and having all of these tools in your toolbox, what really inspired you to start adding these new skills or going to these different paths? Like, why did you pursue them?
Well, you have to build a super team. That if you see great things for yourself, that it happens one step at a time. Because I'll explain this to anyone that wants to become an actor, that, you know, when you first get into show business, they're like, oh, you gotta have an agent, you gotta have a manager, you gotta have this. They name about 4 people you need to have for you got 1 check. That is not gonna add up. You go get that 1 check, and that 1 check gonna be gone, because you have to pay everyone. So, but in time, when the career and the success starts coming in and you start getting larger checks, you need to build yourself a super team. So first it starts normally with an agent. Your agent is the one that then gets you the jobs, submits you to people so that you can get a job. So then once the jobs and everything start rolling in, then you need to get I would say either a manager or a publicist. Where's my publicist at? My publicist is somewhere around here. Where you at? BJ, come on, stand up for a second, BJ Coleman. That's my publicist right there. Now, let me tell y'all something about BJ. BJ is fantastic because BJ also gets me jobs. I had no idea that I could become an author. So he comes to me one day, he goes, Vivica, it's time for you to do a book. I said, you trying to give me another job? And he says, no. And I said, I'm not doing no kiss and tell. I don't have to do that. I have to throw people under the bus to sell a book. And he says, no, Vivica, you are a beautiful woman in your 50s. You've been through a lot. Hollywood back in the day when women turned 30 or 40, they throw them out to pasture because they felt they had nothing else to offer. Well, now we're seeing today with girl power, because I believe women are capable of everything. And we're finally getting wonderful opportunities. So he said, share the gems of how you went from just becoming an actress to an actress, producer, director, author, philanthropist, businesswoman. You know, you keep building on your accolades with the opportunities that are now presented to you. So I said, oh, okay. And then we went and met with the publicist people in New York, and it was like, wow, I just had no idea. So you want to find people to add to your team that will expand your resume, that bring you opportunities to be an author. We're in the process now of developing a talk show that whenever we go and I do appearances at talk shows, he always goes and finds the booking agent or whoever isn't showrunner, and it's like, Vivica can do talk show too now, so if y'all need Vivica to come on over here. So now I added hosting to my thing. Then we do motivational speaking. He's always looking for opportunities for me to expand the brand, that when I'm not acting. I always tell actors this as well too. Get several streams of revenue. Don't just do one thing. You can act, you can produce, you can get behind the camera, because see, especially if you're an attractive girl, you're going to be the only Miss Hot Thing for a minute, because they're going to be looking for another hot thing in 5 more minutes. It's just the nature of the business. You get older, the roles change. So you have to learn to go to different chapters. If your brand is starting to be successful and you're greenlighting movies and a lot of people are coming your way, capitalize off of that. You should. Your name brings in revenue. So why shouldn't you benefit from that instead of just sitting in front of the camera and being cute and then maybe getting some likes on Instagram? No. We're going to be doing more than that. We're going to expand the brand. So I'm very fortunate now that I have a book out at the Vivica Fox Hair Collection. I'm now closing a deal on the Vivica Fox Clothing Collection. Yeah, and directing. So you just continue to let the brand grow and flourish, because your name opens doors and brings in checks.
And to that point, I want to talk about what we spoke about prior for students.
Yes.
It's not enough to be a one-trick pony in 2024.
Exactly.
Like, you have directors who are, well, they need to find a new name, but they call it predators, producing, editing, and directing. But I don't know if y'all knew that. They need a new term.
Like, what?
Yeah, it's a real
Predators?
thing. They really need to rethink that. But I want to stress the importance of students, like to your point, adding tools to their toolboxes. I think a lot of talent these days are like, I'm a director, period. And there really needs to be a comma, not a period. So how can educators or students really go in different paths or add new tools to their toolbox, or constantly learn so they are more marketable in the workforce?
Well, that's like being at events today. It's called networking. More than anything else, meeting other people who say you don't have the time to direct, but you can help them to produce it. So when you produce things, you line up people, connect the dots, and so that's another credit, also another check. So you don't always have to, especially directing. Oh, gosh. I love directing, don't get me wrong, but I'd never heard my name so many times in one day. Vivica, so Miss Fox, Vivica, so Miss Fox. And it was like, and it happens the second you step out of the van that morning for work, because I just directed my first film, which, by the way, I was nominated twice in NAACP Awards. Yes! But when you're the director, it's your baby. Everything is your decision, from the location, color of the walls, the actor's hair, the actor's wardrobe, everything is yours. The shot list. I mean, it was like incredible, but it's like when you see the finished product and your name comes up on the screen, directed by, it is such a reward, but it's a lot of work. I wouldn't lie to you about it. It's a lot of work. So you just have to know that responsibility. But also, you don't always have to have that much responsibility. You can be a producer, a co-producer. You can be a showrunner. There are so many different titles to being in the business, that if you love show business, if you love the magic of making movies, you don't always have to, because some days, like, it's like acting. I appreciated being number 5 or 6 on the call sheet, because number 1 is going to have to do the most work every day with the most lines, and their name is going to be called all day as well too. So you don't always have to carry the load, and then when you don't carry the load, it can let you be involved in other projects that you may love. You may want to do some animation. You may want to just do voiceover work. You may just want to help write something or to produce it, but you can still work in show business and stay busy.
I love it. So I have a couple more questions.
Okay.
I do want to touch on, because obviously you're a successful woman of color. You're a beautiful black woman. I know I look young, but I'm actually older than I look. So I've seen all your movies. I grew up on all of Vivica Fox movies. And it was so
I
important.
have been doing this for a while.
You have.
Yes.
But you look great and you're doing it, and you've inspired me as another black woman. And I do think it's important to see, those exposure opportunities, people who look like you on the screen. So when we think about people of color or young students of color, because we're largely underrepresented in this industry, it's just a fact. We have a lot of work to do in that space. What does that leadership, being a role model, mean to you? And then what do you want to see for this next generation?
I did an interview the other day, and I said, they give you nicknames throughout your career. And for the longest time, it was like, oh, that's Auntie Vivica. So at first I was a little insulted, because I was like, Auntie? For real? And I didn't know if they were like, oh my goodness, you're no longer the hot chick we consider. I didn't know what it was about, but it was a term of affection. Like, we grew up with you in our household, your movies. We celebrate you at Thanksgiving Day with soul food. We celebrate you Independence Day every 4th of July. That they felt like I was part of the family. And I was like, oh, okay, I get it, Auntie, all right. And now they walk up to me and they call me legend. And thank you. That was just like, I've been so blessed, you guys. My films have grossed over $1 billion. I've done everything from comedy to drama to action, Queen of Lifetime, Christmas movies. I mean, I've been so blessed to do it all. So I say to Generation Next, don't have a moment, have a career. A career is built. A career is something that they can never take away from you. You can't swipe to success. I know nowadays everybody want to do TikTok and have likes and this, that, and the third. That does not equal career. A career is built. A career is having legitimate receipts that people say, I know you from this, I know you from that. Also, it has to do with your reputation. Your reputation is everything. Can I depend on you? Will you deliver? Will you always be there no matter what the role may be? If I need you to direct, produce, or if that day I need you to just go run out and go get lunch. To be a team player, because teamwork makes a dream work. So know that, okay? Yeah.
I love that. And you can just keep clapping, because I just want to give you your flowers right now on the stage, because like you said before, you have had a remarkable career and you're not even done yet. And I just want to stand, we need to stand and just give you a big round of applause for everything that you've done, everything you're going to do. I thank you for being here. You're just so incredible. And we're honored to be here talking with you today. Thank you, Vivica. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Y'all gonna try to
Vivica.
make me cry these lashes off. It's too early now.
And now
Thank you. I so appreciate the love. I really do.
we appreciate you. So now Ashley's going to come up. If you submitted questions through the app, we have a few questions from you from the audience, if that's okay. So Ashley, take it away.
Well, first of all, there's way too many questions here than we can get to today. So apologies if we don't get to your question.
Okay, I'll answer quickly.
Okay.
Okay.
So lightning round question and answer. So this one is from Tara Wall. Can you give some advice to other female directors of color who want to be directors? How can they prepare for their craft?
Well, you have to, study more than anything else. Go and shadow other directors. And just be helpful. Like, you got, if something's happening, on a set that you have to ask. Open your mouth and ask. That's the main important thing. Ask someone who you admire, can you come in and can you shadow?
Awesome. Okay, this is from Matine Milan. What skills did you learn outside the classroom that you wish you had learned before you started on the job?
Well, always showing up with an attitude of gratitude is the main thing that's important, because there's a lot of people that aren't working. There's a lot of people that want to be in show business that have been wanting to do it for a long time. So when you get in, show up, and show out.
Love that. How do you, oh, this is from Destiny Santos. How do you feel about the argument that acting is all born with it, talent, and can't be learned?
What? Why do they think there's acting school? And there's always room to grow. You know, I mean, you may start off and not be great, but if you apply yourself, take lessons, you can definitely grow. Yeah.
So many good ones here. Man, I'm sorry I can't get to all
It's
of these.
okay.
Okay. What is the one thing young people new to the business should watch out for?
Oh my gosh. Okay, don't believe everything you read on the internet. First of all, always do your homework, check facts. I forgot there's another table of my beautiful students over there too. I'm sorry, I got so focused right here. My bad. Do your homework, always find out if something is legit. Check, don't be afraid to talk to your mentors, to your teachers, that if an opportunity comes up, do your best not to work for free. The gas is expensive. So you need something, need a little change. And just do the work. And make sure to communicate. And please show up and know your lines if you get a job. You know, so many people show up and they just try to walk through the performance. That's not going to get you anywhere.
Okay, this is going to be our last one from Roberta
Last
Van.
one,
I
really?
know, I'm sorry. Roberta Van would like to know, we just gave you your flowers. You've had an
Yes.
incredible career. What do you want your legacy to be?
My legacy, I want you all to remember Vivica Fox was a strong woman who did the work, who is loyal, loving, and always a professional. Whenever you see a Foxy Brown production, that's the name of my production company, you will know that there is quality and love. I will always do my best to entertain you guys and to make sure that when you see a Foxy Brown production, that it's something you can be proud of. Also, just really quick before I go away, is Manny still here? He had to go, dang, okay. Well, there was a gentleman who I wanted to thank, who I'm about to do a television series with, and he's about to give me the hat of being a director over there as well, too, that I wanted to thank him because he's also one of the main reasons why I'm here today, that when he asked me to come and do this, he's like, it's early in the morning, though. I said, that's all right, I'm a morning bird. And also, I just want to thank you and your incredible staff, how wonderful you all have been to me. You've been nothing but warm, professional, and it was kind of about girl power, and I love that we did it. Thank you so much for having a beautiful interviewer, and just thank you guys, you know, and just do our best to spread love each other, communicate. Like I said, I commend all of you guys, especially you guys right here. You guys are going to be Generation Next, to do the work, listen to your teachers. Don't be giving them no 2-for-1. And make them proud one day, so that maybe one day they will be sitting there and you'll be sitting up here in my seat. You guys got next.